Hello and happy Halloween to everyone, and also happy spooky day to The Sims. Please excuse my more nasally voice, I'm sick. The cold front that I've gotten, the cold front that we've gotten has not been very pleasant for me. Today is a day that Opal has been kind of excited about. She made sure that April helped her decorate the whole house. Opal loves all the spooky, creepy things that go bump in the night. So her and Emily went ahead and decided to put on their costumes and hang out and maybe take some pictures and probably wait for some kids for trick-or-treating. Since she's in a new town and a new house, Opal's probably gonna want to stay in. She's not a very social person. So I'm gonna go ahead and get all their normal routines going. Get April to go ahead and look after her poor garden that looks like she hasn't been taking care of it. I assure you, she is actually taking care of it. I even take care of it off camera. Opal's still asleep. Opal's still asleep, so I'm gonna go ahead and do some stuff off camera, and I'll come back when she's up. And she's finally awake. She went and checked on April real quick. Almost walked in on her taking a bath. Now she's just gonna make some breakfast for herself to try and get her day started before she goes ahead and calls up Emily to come over so they can both put on their costumes. Both the girls have been talking about this, like, constantly. April's always wanted to have a spooky movie night with her, and I managed to move the pumpkin again. You guys would not believe how many times I've moved it. Just gonna put it back over here. Okay, now stay. Don't move again. Please don't make me do this again. Anyways, so April's gonna go ahead and do her gardening, and Opal's gonna cook up some food and wait for Emily to arrive. They're planning on eating some candy and watching some movies. Oh, and there's Emily right now. I'm gonna go ahead and let her in. She might just let herself in, hopefully. There you go. Maybe do some mischievous stuff. So I'm just going to try and get that little achievement off of Opal's checklist so that way she can have a, good Halloween, I guess. I'd leave April inside, but her garden really needs to work, and I would rather her plants not die. So, guess she's gonna go out in the rain and do all that while Opal and April talk about when they're gonna go ahead and start getting dressed and getting ready and when they want to start anything. Probably gonna make sure that they have all their supplies, all their makeup, all their hair dye, all the basic materials for their costumes, because it would be a tremendous mess if they forgot anything. It's kind of a little bit of a drive for Emily to go back home to grab her stuff. Not saying she wouldn't do it, but to avoid the poor girl having to go back and grabbing her stuff and coming back. Yes, they have talked about it since they were children. A day where they can go to each other's houses, hang out, and play pranks on each other. They're both wanted to be happy. And it seems that they have both been really lucky to actually get that. Bro just strutting by, just watching the girls pick on each other. Don't think she'd like that. You have to actually do a lot of mischievous interactions to get this thing to go off. Is she over there? Is she mopping my floor? This girl, every time she's at this house, she always cleans up a mess that they happen to not see. Or like most teenagers, Opal probably ignored. That's why April usually lets her come by, though. She knows that she's a good influence on Opal. They're like her own daughter as well. I'm going to go ahead and throw them into Create a Sim so I can put on their costumes. Opal is going to be first. So I went ahead and looked online and got some really awesome CC. Well, the best CC I could find for it. And Opal and Emily decided that they wanted to do two of their favorite characters on one of their favorite shows. So Opal decided that she wanted to be VQ, Vampire Queen. So she went ahead and she went out and got some contacts with some extra money that she had been saving since she was little. Because April always gave her a little bit of money to try and give her, kind of like a normal mother, or not mother, normal, like allowance. Something she felt like would teach her a little bit of value about money whenever she did her chores. A little bit of simoleons. So she went ahead and got some face paint with the money that she had saved up since she was a kid. And she got some hair dye, some really good washout hair dye. I wish we had that good of hair dye. Like, make your hair completely dark, but it washes out. Be awesome. So she put on her makeup and, well. So she's going to go ahead and put on the body paint in a minute. And it's probably going to take her a little bit because the costume she picked out, she's wearing shorts and she wants to make sure, like, all of that's covered. So she's probably going to put on her face, around her neck and on her legs, and hopefully that'll be good. She seems, or they've seemed, her and Emily have seemed to find some really good face paint that covers, or really good paint, body paint, that covers pretty well. It doesn't, like, look completely awkward. Makes her actually look like a vampire, like she was trying to. Do. Because I didn't know where I could find that CC yet. But before I get out of here, I should probably remember where her actual skin color is so I don't bring her back and it's not right. Okay. So let's see if I can point her ears out. It does not look like I can do that unless she's an actual vampire. And I'm not changing her into a vampire just to make her ears pointy. Would like to not do that. She wants to pretend to be a vampire. She doesn't want to actually drink any plasma. Or eat plasma fruit. Or be burnt in the sun. Even though she stays inside so much, you think she is a vampire. So here's her outfit. I had pre-picked it out. I had to go get the jacket and the shorts and the shoes. Not the exact outfit I wanted her to get, but that's the CC we got. So here is Emily's. Well, that's not the outfit, but it will be in a minute. And she dyed her hair pink for this. With the wash away stuff. And then gonna go ahead and change her skin color. There is not the right shade. And I guess white was the closest thing I could get to because looking at the fan pics and stuff like that, that is the closest I could get to the pink. But they both decided that it brought out the hair a little bit more and the outfit. So they decided to go with this color. So now I just have to bring out her eyes a little bit more. Maybe pink. No. Let's just leave it at black. Normal black eyeliner. No, just leave the hair like that. Not changing her forehead. Definitely not. You know what? I'll go with this one instead. It's closer to an actual skin tone. We'll go with her normal, like, peachy skin tone instead. Okay, so I went ahead and brought them back, and they decided to sit down and watch a movie while April goes ahead and lights this really nasty fall leaf pile. Because it's kind of gross, you know? Think about it. You're outside in your own house, and you go outside, and you stare at a window, and you see a gross pile of leaves that has literal stink lines pouring up. I feel like that would make the property value go, like, way down. Because that's all you have to look at. You look to the right, you look through like a nice window, and it's like very pretty view of this little river that's going through where you guys can fish, and then you turn the left, and there is a pile of leaves that someone probably peed in. Yeah. Not my cup of tea. So, I guess the girls decided to go and talk outside in the rain. Even though they're on a movie. I think later on, I think April might splurge on getting them a popcorn maker, because I think Opal would really like that, considering the fact that majority of the time, what I've noticed about her is she is either watching a movie or she is playing video games. Those are like her two moods. That's all she likes to do. I feel like Emily is gonna go ahead and like take off soon. That's like one thing I don't like. She just, sometimes when she comes over, she just kind of, she'll just walk out and just disappear. So I'm looking for maybe some trick-or-treaters. I don't know if maybe the rain makes them not start showing up. I think it might be a little bit later. But Opal's pretty excited for that. Mood of everybody being kind of happy. So Opal went ahead and waited and waited. And no trick-or-treaters showed up. Emily went ahead and gave her a hug and went home, and Opal went inside and just washed out her hair. She was not too happy about this Halloween. It was kind of a bust. I'm hoping, or I'm thinking, I don't know if it's just because of the seasons, if it rains they don't show up, or how that works, but they just didn't show up trick-or-treating. But she still had a decent Halloween nonetheless. So I hope everyone has a happy and safe Halloween. And good night, everyone.